This is the book of First Peter, chapter 4, verse 17. It say, "For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it begin at us first, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?" It say, "And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?"
God. Then this book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 20. He that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, the Lord, belong the issues from death. You can get that Job 4 and 7 real quick.
Come. Job chapter 4, verse 7. It say, "Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off?"
Okay. So we want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and sincerity, as well as risking their lives, and as well as their freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwab and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is an edifying lesson. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations who appear like the other nations, but who subscribe to this truth. To you, I say Shalom. It's the brother Yahweh Sap out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit, as well as the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. I got my little brother along with me, the brother Bakar.
Shalom, shalom.
Yahweh Barakathon. And we coming at you with a quick lesson. This is a lesson I got out of a RT, the RT News app, and it's talking about something that happened in Mexico. And if you are familiar with the truth, if you pay attention to the videos, if you actually follow the doctrine, you will know that through the Spirit we believe that who this red Hebrew Edomite labels the Mexicans is actually one of the tribe or one of the 12 tribes of Israel called Issachar. And that's why we came out with that First Peter 4:17 about how judgment going to begin at the house of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, roughly paraphrase. And you seeing nothing but judgment happen. I mean, it's been nothing but judgment since the beginning of this year. I mean, like I'll never forget a job I held at the beginning of the year. This Edomite literally died, that first week we came back to the new year. You know what I mean? So, and I recognized it's going to be judgment then. Then I was listening to the brother Micah Allah out of LA Ancient of Days camp, and he was saying how basically, before Passover, brothers threw up curses on this place. Then, Passover, of course, you throw up curses. And look at all this judgment going. So, this is all through the Spirit. And then he did a video literally talking about, and through the Spirit, I was already making mention of it. Because, I'm a little bit older than brothers, not trying to, puff of myself up, but, with wisdom comes experience. So you've seen things that other people, with age comes experience. So you've seen, you have seen, I've seen things that people probably haven't seen because of their age, you know what I mean? But, usually summertime is always more violent. And he came out with an article talking about how the violence, like the media, like it's like a spell or witchcraft, how they promoting. He's saying everything is in the media is violence, violence, violence. And like I said, then you got these upcoming with the supply chain disruptions and shortages on gas and food. It's about to be a really fucked up wild summer. Wait, you wait and see, but not to digress the subject of the videos about this article, because like I said, that's judgment. So we got some scriptures, and Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. You got a scripture?
Yeah, I got a scripture. This is Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. It say, "And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only continue was that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually." So basically going back to what you were saying, how Salakia. The part I wanted was to verse 12. It say, "And the Most High looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, For all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And the Most High said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. So back then in Noah time, but it's nothing new under the sun, and it's way worse now. It's more wickedness upon the earth now than back in that time. But the point was he brought up the violence is every man's heart is corrupt and is violence upon the earth, and that's what you see today is people with corrupt minds and um and violence going on. And that's because it's a corrupt and a violent person in office.
That's the spirit, because you made me think of the scripture in the book of Ecclesiasticus about so how the judge is, so is the people. You know what I mean? So basically, you know what I mean? That's why you got, like you said, all this perverseness and whatnot, because look who propagates it. Look who promotes it. You know what I mean? I was, not to digress, but, Brother Bakar Moth had did a video, and he was showing basically, he probably was a Jake, but he appeared to be an Edomite, but he was doing what Jake could do. He out there proclaiming the gospel, you know what I mean? And basically, the police was called on him, and long story short, though, basically, he never actually sit up there and said that, the fag word, or, he literally just was saying the sanctity of marriage, promoting how a man is supposed to be with a woman, and he got in trouble for that. The police was called on him. You hear what I'm saying? So eventually, you got these alphabet people, and these, everybody's so emotional. That's why I understand now why the elders always say, so much emotions, and, this is an emotional place, because based on somebody feeling some kind of way about what he said, that's why the police was called. And that's like them beginning steps of them trying to outlaw the scriptures. They're going to use the fact that it's a division, it divides people. But it tells you in the scriptures that the Most High, division come on the Lord. You know what I mean? It tells you got to come not to bring a peace, but a sword. You know what I'm saying? But not to, like I said, keep on running amok and just digressing, bring out this article. So this is RT, says 23 dead, 79 injured in Mexico City Metro collapse mayor. So that's two. So that's like 102 people. So that's a 3. It's and I did it on my phone because the brother, for whatever reason, and you can see literally like this thing collapsed. I don't know if you want to do. So it says Rutgers work at a site where an overpass for a metro train partially collapsed in Mexico City, Mexico. It says 23 people, including minors, died and around 79 were injured after a portion of an overpass carrying a metro train collapsed on a busy road in a southern suburb of Mexico City on Monday night. The number of fatalities in the rail overpass disaster has climbed to 23. Mexico City Mayor Claudia Sheinbaum said, adding that some minors were among those killed. Salaki. The city's civil protection agency reported that around 79 were injured. And you might as well get Psalm 7 and 11. Because like I said, they going into minors. And you know what I mean? Well, we brought out the Job, but still, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, the Lord judges every day. And like we brought out before I started reading this article, literally it said whoever perished being innocent. You know what I mean? The Most High got set up, because people really don't understand judgment. I think it's a scripture say that wicked men don't understand judgment. You know what I mean? You brought here and you play out your judgment in the flesh. You know what I mean? That's so, when I got that breakdown, you know what I mean? It actually, how like, what's that Goldilocks story? You know what I mean? She tried this bed, it ain't fit. She tried that bed, it ain't fit. And then, if that's Goldilocks, and then finally she get in that one bed and that fit just right. When you feel the truth, the truth. Your spirit understand and recognize the truth. So like I said, judgment, plays out, and, you're a spirit being, you know what I mean? And judgment plays out on the earth in the flesh. And the only book that I know that actually goes into detail on that is the scriptures. No other book, gives you that. That's why it tells you in Isaiah that is no, roughly paraphrased, there's no book that is like its mate, roughly paraphrased. So, it's no book like the scriptures because there's no other living book like the scriptures. But I ain't mean to digress or run on. You go ahead and bring that about judgment.
This Psalm 7 and 11. The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day.
Expound.
Calm. Right, so the judgment happens to everybody and everything every day, whether it's good judgment or evil judgment. But the wicked, they receive the evil judgment, man, because they said the Lord is angry with the wicked every day, and they also say that He's slow to anger too. So the Lord let all that anger build up, so He just let it all out at once when He judged these wicked people, man.
That's a scripture. I got a precept. This is Psalms 37, verse 28. For the Lord Yahweh loveth judgment and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. And that was a perfect precept to go along with what the brother said, because at the end of the day, like I said, judgment happens every day. And, but the Lord has a certain judgment for the wicked, just like he'll have salvation for the righteous. Going back into the article, it says, it says the number of fatalities in the rail overpass disaster has climbed to 23. I read all that, Salakia. The Civil City Protection Agency reported that around 79 were injured. A short CCTV video published by Molino TV channel shows a section of an overpass suddenly collapsing on a road packed with vehicles. Photos from the site show the train cars hanging above the crumbled supports as rescue teams try to evacuate any passengers that may have been on board. About 24 ambulances attended the scene. Preliminary reports said that the elevated rail collapsed when a vehicle struck one of the support pillars at street level. The train broke in two as it plummeted to the ground below. Line 12 is the newest line of the Mexico City Metro, inaugurated in 2012. It runs southwest of the Mexican capital, which has an estimated population of 9.2 million. El Universal newspaper reported that locals voiced fears over the structure's safety 4 years ago. And yet, still, that's how you know that this was a judgment set for a appointed time. Because if you had people literally telling them about how unsafe they felt about it or didn't think it was safe, and the Lord allowed them to not make no repairs or check into it, and then this particular, whenever this happened, you know what I mean? That's when it happened. That's to let you know that was all the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says, when pillars on line 12 were damaged by an earthquake. Transportation officials said in 2017 that they quickly repaired the overpass after detecting cracks and other damage. But obviously you didn't repair it if the structure collapsed. You know what I mean? That's pretty much the article. If you got any other you know what you could get? You could get 2 Exodus chapter 8 verse 50.
This 2 Ezra 8 and 50. It say for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
And that's the thing. It's not only going to be judgment coming to the world, to all the nations, but especially to the house of Israel. And that's why the house of Israel, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that's why you're seeing all these shootings, turn up. That's why you're seeing all this judgment that happened to our people, because it tells you, like we started off in 1 Peter, that judgment shall begin at the house of the Lord. You know what I mean? But not only will, like I said, Jacob get judged, but also the rest of the world, the heathens as well. You know what I mean? Look at the laws and mandates that they enacting. Everybody's gonna suffer from this. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, if you I ain't gonna call you a Babylonian if you just living in Babel. And then we come into the time of Jacob's trouble. You know what I mean? That's why, because of the fact that our people are, like I said, again, I watched the brother Ayash from Mississippi. He did a video. He was like basically how these women are through. And literally, I agree with him because, like I said, it's like they got more, a particular woman I know, it's like she got more proud since, now, mind you, when the fucking, we was locked down, nervous and worried, but it's like the motherfucker got more proud since, and the funniest part is to show you how cold the Lord is. He got a spirit on her. Literally, she could see something obvious is about to happen. You know what I mean? But yet, you still just so fucking proud. You know what I mean? I was watching the one video the brother put in there. It's a lady on YouTube. I think her name is like Rhonda or Rashada or something like that. But her YouTube channel is Happy Wife, Happy Life. She the submissive wife. That's her title of her channel. And she basically goes into talking about how she kept her relationship going and yada, yada, yada. But she was basically talking about, at the end of the day, it ain't happy wife, happy life. It's a happy husband, happy life. You know what I'm saying? She's like, because at the end of the day, it ain't take too much to please a man. You know what I mean? And then if the man please and see the thing is a man is a workhorse, a man is a provider. So if the man is happy at home, he'll sacrifice. You know what I mean? That's what you see. You're right for the woman. But she made a statement. I was just the only reason why I'm bringing this up because I just so happened to see one of her videos earlier today for like a couple minutes, and she was saying basically why women don't submit, and it's because of pride. You know what I mean? Because they don't think that things gonna go their way. This is her words, not mine, but it's pride ultimately. You know what I mean? Like, because deep down a woman knows she can't do what the fuck a man can do. Deep down, that's why women don't do certain jobs. As demonic my demon is and jump in my face thinking she act like she can whoop my. No, she do that because she know that motherfucker's gonna keep her from going to that extent. But she ain't gonna take out no trash. You see a motherfucking mouse or something run past, she gonna kill it. You know what I mean? Like, so where's all that fighter spirit at when it comes to shit like that?
Is that the same woman Elder Malcolm did the video on?
I know Irish shot put in the group
she
chat.
Like light skin or something?
She look like she might be like Issachar, or she might be look like she might be like Italian or something.
Well, if that's the same woman, but yeah, kind of what the brother said is true, because she made me think just to expound on the point you was making about how people got more proud after the lockdown and stuff. But that goes back to that Daniel where it says knowledge shall increase. And knowledge shall increase on the right hand side, us being in the spirit more, and on the wicked side. So people gonna get more proud and be more wicked, and wickedness is gonna flourish through the earth until the Lord come back and fix this place. But I wanted to keep reading on this. Mm-hmm. 2 Ezra 8. It say, but understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. So it said, seek out the glory. Understand this truth, this knowledge and wisdom for yourself. Because these people out here, like the brother said, these people is through. You know, mainly these women, but all these people that's not trying to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's why they go get a great judgment. Because like the scriptures say, if thou humble thyself and seek him, he'll deliver us.
That's the spirit, because that's what the closing precept is, so you should get it. Because at the end of the day, like you said, pride is what's going to get these people destroyed, and, you know, but being humble is what's going to get you saved. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, literally, and it tells you that in Scripture. The Most High doesn't deal with, you know, in the book of Proverbs, it tells you, in chapter 6, it tells you there's 6 things that the Most High hate, and I think pride is the first one. You know what I mean? Because how the fuck you going to be proud of something and you didn't make yourself? That's what I was telling my demon. My lot was to be homeless. I'm like, how the fuck is you proud? And we actually literally had to lay on the ground. You know what I mean? We literally slept on the street. I mean, a motherfucker that ain't homeless would gum ass and spit on the ground. You know what I mean? That's right in front of, near where we was sleeping at. Like, how the fuck is you proud? But, you know what I mean? That's what Babylon does, though. It confuses people. You know what I mean? Only a confused person would think like that. You got it.
You had the Kings one or the Chronicles one?
This was 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. Unless you know where Kings was. But you might just get 2 Chronicles.
Yeah. I know it.
I thought I gave you the You could expound it.
2 Chronicles 7 and 14. If my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. This is a people before it's a place. So the Lord said he'll forgive us. And that's a spirit because yesterday I was reading Hosea chapter 1 through 3, then I read the definition in the compact dictionary of Hosea, and basically with that the whole thing with Hosea with his prostitute wife and stuff, basically it was it represented how basically we sinned against the Lord, but see the Lord cast us away and he made us go through all that hell and stuff, go through slavery, all that, so we could acknowledge him again and seek him. So it was like kind of like a supplant, so to speak, because it's like, all right, the Lord said if you come back and seek him, he'll forgive you, but he made us come back and seek him by taking us out of our land and putting us through hell so we could acknowledge and appreciate it. So when we seek him, he'll be like, all right,
Well, yeah, and then when you it's like the Most High so cold, because like you said, yeah, the brother's correct, but the Most High so cold, like at the end of the day, he tends to like when you pay attention to certain brothers' ministries, the Lord actually do something. Like I said, when we're prophesying, we're saying before. So like when Isaiah had to literally walk around butt naked, that symbolized something. Just like how, like he brought up Hosea. Hosea had to take this cheating ass woman back, and we were basically looked upon like that woman. But and what did Hosea have to do? He had to keep on taking her back. He had to keep on taking her back. You get what I'm saying? And that's what the Most High has done to us. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, like I say, the prophets were so near to the Most High because they actually experienced how the Most High, you know what I mean? Like they were more personal with him. You know, when you look at Ezekiel, you know what I mean? Like look at the things they went through and then what they symbolize. You know what I mean? Like what we're doing right now. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. But the point being, what I want to make mention of, like the brother said, at the end of the day, if we was to humble ourselves, you know, that's because that's the only thing that's gonna get you salvation. You know what I mean? Like I said, what's coming, and you knowing that you ain't got no power, I don't give a fuck if you think. I mean, that's the strong delusion the Lord got on certain people. You got certain people, you know, that got guns and got some money, and they thinking that that's gonna protect them and save them. But Scripture tell you they gonna cast their silver and gold in the streets. That shit ain't gonna mean nothing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's gonna be your virtue and the relationship you got with Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Because at the end of the day, you know, that gun can get taken away from you. Like at any point.
Yeah, like the scriptures say, as a man flee from a lion and the bear met him. So you might argue the gun might get you out of something, but then you might run into a pack of wolves somewhere, or you escape that. Now you run into some cannibals. Now they ready to eat your ass.
Right. And then the thing is this. Like you said, at the end of the day, you got to remember you're dealing with a mad scientist as well. It's things Esau got that he's not making you aware of. You got real people think that shit fake with the whole you know, these universal soldiers and whatnot. That's not fake. I mean, like I said, you got to remember they actually mapped out the genome, and the Lord allowed. Why do you think that brothers are so fervent and really truly believe and know that the Most High gonna have to give us spiritual power? Because there's things out here that you ain't gonna be able to, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't about to. They actually you know it's a gene that they developed called the Schwarzenegger gene. They actually understand the gene that actually builds bulk. So the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, so it's all kind of shit going on. You know what I mean? Like, but you know what I mean? You know, so I ain't about to.
Scripture said that he gonna send Michael to defend. If he gonna send the head angel to him, that's how you know it's gonna be. Then with them robot dogs, like. Them things deep, like
but it's lucky not to cut you off, but and that's why I don't know if it's misinformation or not. Like I heard that they supposed to discontinue them, but what they probably
it was one in Philadelphia.
Well, there was one in New York. They said New York ain't using them no more. But if they didn't just make all these fucking dogs and they ain't gonna use it, so they probably ain't gonna let the public see it. But when the public start bucking up, because they was like, if I don't know if you've seen the video where they first unveiled them in New York. It did look weird, and then people was watching this shit, so that they was like public outcry was like it looked weird. You know what I mean? It's like utopian. They like they don't like that. You know what I mean? Like it was just, and when you look at it, it is a weird ass vibe. You know what I mean? Like I mean, you got this fucking thing that just and then they talking about they got one. I heard the brother from Mississippi that head of they camp. He said shit. They got one that's about as big as a fucking truck.
A dog.
Yeah, damn. And I can see that. Right?
And with them, they got like human looking ones, and like you would push it over, it get back up, and it had a video. It had the human one and the dog one. They was dancing and shit on the. They got and I remember a brother did a video on the human one. He like, they like made to kill certain people. Like they so like, cause on the video it was showing like it was pointing the gun at they master or whatever. It wouldn't shoot them, but it. Point the gun at something else, a different person is shoot that person. And he was saying like 10 of them bitches could kill a whole major city.
Well, the thing is, not to digress, but the thing is, if the spirit jump on, well, I know brothers, the Lord put spirit on brothers to go research stuff. Like I've always had a spirit to go checking the information. But this is for anybody that's not really into the truth or just happen to come across this. This ain't like conspiracy no more. Literally, come on, like they literally came up here talking about, oh yeah, the government want to put a fucking chip in you to monitor COVID, but we been sitting up there. So I mean, this is the Lord actually being what's the word, mocking them. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like you can go check into it. It ain't just one brand of robots like that. It's different companies that made a whole bunch of different. When you go into DARPA actually literally paid 3 colleges to come up with a exoskeleton. So why do you think it's so many movies that promote an exoskeleton where they got like that movie Elysium with Matt Damon where he had the exoskeleton and they went to Elysium, the city in the sky. Yeah, that's all, but that's not far-fetched because they actually can go research it and see DARPA got a fucking exoskeleton. That's why Obama made the statement, we got Iron Man. Right. They, you know what I mean? Because the thing is, they promote certain stuff because they know how the mind works. So when you literally start seeing people walking around with them bitches on, soldiers or whomever, right, then it ain't gonna really fuck you up because too much of like a download of information. What happened to Neil? He's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Right. You're right. Just like that's a good example what you use because at the end, that's just like with too much honey. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can throw up from that. You know what I mean? So that's the lesson. If you're so-called Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. With the times coming, like I said, that's your only salvation. You know what I mean? I mean, like I said, get out of your feelings, get out of your pride, because like I said, I don't give a fuck how bad of a motherfucker you is in your mind. You know what I mean? Like I said, the Lord humble the greatest people. You know what I mean? Look at Muhammad Ali. He was humbled at the end. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, what's that scripture? Those that walk in great pride. I think it's in like Revelations or whatnot. You know what I mean? Because at the end, not to digress, like I say, at the end of the day, what's coming, you know what I mean? You gonna need your power. You know what I mean? Like,
cause you not about to say you can escape all that, but you ain't gonna escape no missile.
Hell no.
That's a wrap.
Hell no. I mean, you better go look at the pictures of fucking like what happened in Japan with Hiroshima. You know what I mean? Like, come on, you know that shit's so deadly. It fucked up generations of people. Like they didn't even get hit with the missile. They got the fallout, and now they genes and everything all fucked up. And you know what I mean? They kids they have all mutated and shit. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like that. I mean, that's a whole different level of power. You know what I mean? So with that, we're gonna end the lesson. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory to call Elohim, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the 4 corners of the earth, pushing this truth for faith and sincerity, as well as risking their lives, as well as their freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwat and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is an edifying video. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations, whom appear like the other nations. You must subscribe to this truth. You all say shalom. Until next time, we're able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom.
Abad Babor.
Shalom, shalom.